Hey friends, welcome back. I am Jason and we are doing knife only survival. We did a poll, over 5,000 votes, and 42%, the vast majority of people chose a fixed blade knife such as this one as their one tool option if they could only pick one tool. So that's what we're doing. I'm trying to make all these survival needs happen: food, fire, water, and shelter happen with just that one tool. Last time we were able to successfully make fire using a bow drill, using part of my t-shirt and just some trash that we could scavenge off of the landscape. And for this video series, we are on the fringes of society. We are just on the outskirts of a more urban, suburban type area, and there's going to be garbage everywhere. So I'm going to utilize anything and everything that I can. I haven't had any water to drink so far, so I've got to find a way to get the scummy water that I've found down here to make it drinkable. I found this balloon last time, this mylar metallic-y type balloon, which could be used for lots of things, but in this situation I'm hoping I can use it as some sort of water container. I think I mentioned before there's a creek behind me, fresh flowing clear creek that would be a much better source of water, but I think this scuzzy, stagnant looking water is probably something much more realistic to what you might come across in a more urban, suburban type setting. So this is what I'm going to be using. I've walked downstream from the source of this scuzzy water to where it's flowing just a little bit. It pretty much goes away. It's flowing pretty good, and then the water just pretty much goes away. Comes back out right there. So really, this right here would probably be my best bet as far as sourcing water goes. It's going to have been filtered through the earth just a little bit right here. I feel like that's going to be my best bet. So if I could collect that, I don't know if I'd want to drink this straight. Probably not a good idea, especially if you're on the fringes of society, because people are gross. But if I could collect some of this, the cleanest water I can find to start with, and then try to purify it in some form or fashion. But I'm going to dig this out a little bit, dig it a little bit deeper, and what that's going to allow me to do is be able to collect it without stirring up the sediment in the bottom. So I could roll the dice and I could just drink that water as is, but I think I'm going to try to do something to purify it a little bit more. I also like to have a multi-purpose stick of sorts. They're good for all kinds of things, digging, and they're great for whacking critters. It over, push. If I was relying upon friction fire as my only source of ignition and warmth for the evening, I definitely would not let this fire go out. I would keep it burning no matter what, rain or shine. I would never let this thing go out. And if I needed to harvest some charcoal from it, like what I'm doing right now, I would just move my fire, let one side of it go out kind of deal, and keep it going on the other side. Been about an hour, and there's my water source. Looks like it's cleared right up. We should be able to collect that without too much problem. Need a bit more cordage. I'm going to try to make some sort of filter. So I need a little bit of cordage. I'm going to cut it off the sleeve of the t-shirt here. And use Casper here to catch some water out of a makeshift filter. At least that's my plan. Casper's gonna see me through the tough times. Now I'm going to attempt to collect some water in a piece of the balloon that we tore off yesterday. I'm gonna tie a shoelace knot right there, a little bow knot. And that'll probably be all I need to hold this thing together. All right, there we got our setup kind of almost done, but I'm gonna have to do a rinse cycle here with my Casper filter. So I'm gonna pour water into the charcoal filter, and it's gonna trickle down into Casper there. But I'm gonna have to empty it out maybe once, maybe twice, so I can start to get some clear water flowing. The textbooks say you need to, in order to make a filter such as this, you need, grass on top, gravel underneath, sand, and then charcoal underneath. So you've got this kind of tiered method of filtration from big particulates all the way down to the smallest. And I get that, but in reality, in a real scenario, in a setting such as this, it's going to be really difficult to collect all of those different materials. Good quality sand and gravel and all that stuff. It's going to be really tough. You're going to have to be in kind of an ideal situation to make that happen. You just don't know what level of contamination the water has. What's upstream of here? Are there farms? Even if in a rural area, are there cattle upstream? Is there a pasture where cows are crapping on the ground and the water's running off? And you just don't know how much E. coli or whatever is upstream. So any kind of filtration is better than no filtration. Pretty clean water. All right, we've got our first run through our filter, and it looks pretty good. Like, I would probably drink that. It's just kind of colored like charcoal a little bit. But I think if I drain this off carefully, get rid of that water that I just ran through there, and I do it again, it'll come a little bit cleaner each time. Yep. Nice and clear. One of the biggest parts of survival is mindset and just keeping your mind occupied. If you sit around feeling sorry for yourself doing nothing, eventually you're going to succumb to the situation. But if you're constantly thinking of the next thing, what can I do next to improve my situation? Living in the moment, living in the now, instead of tormenting yourself with all the possibilities of horrible things that could happen. What do I need to, I'm thirsty right now. I need to get something to drink. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing something, doing a positive thing, a constructive thing and to aid my survival by getting myself something to drink. When I finish that, I'll do something else. And if this isn't working, I'll fix it and I'll try something else. And it's just always taking that next step, staying positive, living in the moment, and keeping your hands busy. All right, we've got our little basin full. It took probably 10 trips using our little balloon bag here to fill that thing up, maybe a little more. But I'd say we've got half gallon or so of water right there that has been filtered through charcoal, and hopefully will absorb any of the nasties that is in the water and could potentially make us sick. See if I can kind of envelope this up just a little bit to keep stuff out of the water while I'm gone. Kind of like that. Yeah, that works. Hey guys, if you like these kind of videos, I'd really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't done so already. Leave us a comment, tell me what you think so far, and I'll carry on. I always appreciate feedback. Constructive criticism, of course, is always welcome. If you were relying upon friction fire as your source of ignition, it'd be really dumb to let the fire go out after you finally made it happen. So I've done the dumb thing and let my fire go out. So I'm gonna have to keep my kit dry so the next time I need to get my fire going, I can easily get it ignited. Inside of this tree, it's pretty dry. All the wood inside of here is dry. So I'm just gonna stick my kit inside here, keep it out of the elements if it should happen to rain on me. All my stuff will stay dry, or drier anyway. That is good water though. Tastes great. Like, it's a little bit gray still from the charcoal, but tastes great. I wonder what I could use for a straw. Don't know what I'll do with that. Maybe we'll come up with something. Fire and water have been checked off. The next thing on my list is going to be shelter. Shelter, the weather has been fantastic. It hasn't been that cold at night, so it's not that big of a deal right now, but that could change at any minute. So some sort of shelter is going to be next on the list, and that's going to be in the next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. And man, I can't wait to see you on that one. Thanks for watching, guys.